3, 2, 1, start. The arguments of the learned counsel for the state, if given a little thought, would mean a discrimination being created amongst female government servants, although their service conditions are the same, but for the fact that some are permanent and some are working temporarily and some are appointed on ad hoc basis. The maternity benefit has to be extended to every woman irrespective of the fact as to in which capacity she has been employed by the government. It is a natural phenomena in the life of every woman that such leave is necessary for her, and denial of such a leave would not only be discriminatory but would also endanger her most satisfying and most sacred will of becoming a mother simply because she chooses or is compelled to earn livelihood by joining government service. The compulsions created by the government by not allowing the maternity leave may result in deprivation of a woman from achieving the most pious feeling of being a mother. Rule 153, as it was originally indicated, did not create any discrimination between the female government servants, but it appears that some difficulty has arisen in extending the said benefit to temporary female government servants, and therefore the necessity arose to qualify the term female government servant used in Rule 153. Consequently, the amendment was introduced and the words female government servants were followed by the words whether permanent or temporary. Whenever a phrase or some word is followed and is qualified by certain other phrases, it necessarily does not mean that it confines the definition of only to the extent which has been mentioned in the following phrases. It may be noticed that such type of qualifying or clarifying clause has to be introduced for extending the meaning of the phrase which precede such a clause. The words whether permanent or temporary explain the scope and definition of female government servants, and it cannot mean that they are confined to only permanent or temporary government servants. The harmonious and meaningful construction of the aforesaid provision would mean that a female government servant, even though she may be permanent or temporary, that is, irrespective of the nature of her appointment and the capacity in which she has been appointed, would be entitled for maternity benefit. Any other interpretation given to such a rule can be discriminatory and would be violative of Articles 14, 15 and 16 of the Constitution of India. I find that the Punjab and Haryana High Court in the case of Ahuja (Supra) was considering almost exactly the same phrase, namely the female government servant, whether permanent or temporary, in substance, and observed that it would include the ad hoc female government servant also. In the case of Forest Range Officers versus Muhammad Ali and others, 1993, 3 SCC 627, the Apex Court, while defining the words, includes in the definition under Section 2F of the Kerala Forest Act held it did not intend to exclude what would ordinarily and in common parlance be spoken of wood oil. The word wood oil used in the act will require purposive interpretation, drawing the context in which the words are used, and its meaning will have to be discovered having regard to the intention and object which legislature gives to subserve. Stop.